Hi everyone and welcome to Dates, Weights and Protein Shakes. I'm Lianne and I'm a weightlifter.
I'm James and I'm a powerlifter.
And this is the podcast where we talk shit about lifting, relationships, life and everything in between.
Hello listeners and welcome back to another episode of Dates, Weights and Protein Shakes. You're here with your friend, mediocre regional powerlifting athlete James Baldwin and...
Lianne.
And are you a regional mediocre weightlifting?
Wife, mother, friend. And I also do weightlifting.
But do we have something exciting about your weightlifting to share with the listeners and viewers this week?
I guess we do, yes. I don't know why I'm feeling very awkward about this.
Yeah, why are you being weird? I really kind of lobbed up a little fun way for you to slide it in there.
Yeah.
And you went for wife, mother and friend.
I'm not even a wife.
Or really a mother.
What?
In every way except the physical, you're not a mother.
I literally gave birth to our dog. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, we've already got what are we? 1 minute in and it's already so weird.
We're keeping up with how the theme has been going so far.
Okay, look, I'm going to tee you up again.
Okay.
I'm going to repeat what I said a moment ago.
Yeah.
And just seamlessly, effortlessly, just dive straight into it, yeah? Don't be awkward or weird about it.
Yeah.
Stop looking at me like your
Okay,
whole
I'll
body
do it.
language is tells you you're going to be awkward and weird.
Okay.
Hello, listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Dates, Weights and Protein Shakes. You're here with your good friend, mediocre regional powerlifting athlete, James, and...
Lianne, you're friendly local Team Scotland athlete.
Friendly local Team Scotland athlete? That's very exciting.
Yeah.
Please, could you share more about what that means?
Well, I've been selected to represent Scotland at a weightlifting competition.
Which weightlifting competition, Lianne?
It's the Celtic Nations.
What the fuck is that?
Well, I think it's the deep-rooted rivalry between the Celtic nations, Wales, Ireland and Scotland.
Where the Celts live.
Yes. So we've excluded the English because
As we should.
They're too good for us. And it's just three little countries battling it out for the glory of the Celtic nations.
That's very exciting. How many athletes from each country are invited to attend?
There are 18 athletes from each country. So it's going to be interesting because it's kind of a plunge into quite high level lifting that I haven't really been in before.
I believe the technical term for this is a big deal.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal, I'd say.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's taking place on the 18th of November in a place called Waterford in Ireland.
Exciting.
Middle of nowhere, I believe. Apparently it was either going to be there or Dublin. And they've inconveniently put it 2 hours away from Dublin. So we're having a little road trip.
Dublin's, some people would say, quite accessible.
Yeah, Dublin's great.
Yeah, a good place to hold a sporting event,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah. But we're not in Dublin.
We're in
so-
Waterford.
Yeah. But it's fine. It's going to be fun.
It's
It'll
like
be
the
an
time
experience.
I competed in apparently Porto, but actually it was
Yeah.
Trofa, which is
Yeah.
a 45-minute taxi ride to a industrial
Yeah.
estate outside
Yeah.
Porto.
Or Keskin-Flaggehaza.
Yeah, which is even less.
Great place in the middle of nowhere in Hungary.
Strength sports, they love to say they're in one place
Yeah.
and then just be kind of an inconvenient distance away from there
Yeah.
in an industrial estate.
Yeah. Not great when you can't drive as well.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, even though it is a big deal, at least we're kind of still in buttfuck nowhere, which is where
Yeah.
we like to compete.
Yeah. It feels familiar. So, yeah.
But that's really exciting. Well done. Super proud for
Thank you.
you. And you're doing some training camps related to being on Team Scotland at the moment as well.
Yes, I can't actually believe I'm saying this, but I'm on the Commonwealth Games training squad for Scotland as well.
That's very exciting.
Yeah, which doesn't mean I'm going to the Commonwealth Games. I would just like to say that.
Not necessarily.
No, yes. It's just a team, a support system which will try and get us to the games and get us into a state where we could potentially win medals. So
that's very exciting.
Yeah.
And that's a big secret that we actually found out like
Oh
2
my
months
God.
ago now. And then they said it's confidential, don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
And now like 2 months have passed.
Yeah.
The training camps have happened.
Yeah.
And it like
Well, the first one has, yeah.
no one said it's okay to tell people.
Well, people are posting about it on Instagram.
Yeah.
So
So
it's fine.
yeah, it would be nice to know officially. But
Well, I don't really mind.
it's
like,
on the podcast now.
Yeah. People know.
You can't kick Lianne out of the team now.
They definitely do.
How did your first training camp go? Did you enjoy it?
It was such a cool experience. It was completely exhausting, of course, because it's like an intense 2 days of just getting loads of information and training. We did ice baths as well, which was actually horrendous.
Would you call that a low light of the experience?
You know what? No, there was like no lowlights. Like it was just, I'm really going into this experience just trying to enjoy it. Like that is my main goal of this entire thing.
That's a good goal for all things you do ever.
Yeah, I
Just
think
try and
so.
have a nice time.
But I think there's a chance that you can put too much pressure on yourself with something like this. And I just don't want to do that. So I'm just going to go in, enjoy it, see what I can do. And whatever happens, happens.
I think I definitely fall into that camp of
100%.
putting way too much pressure on myself and not having a good time.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad you're not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think this is really cool, kind of for so many reasons. Obviously, I know you've worked really, really hard, and I'm really proud of all your hard work turning into these big opportunities and big chances.
Oh, thank
And
you.
it's just a nice thing to be excited about.
Yeah.
But I think when we started the podcast, one of the things we kind of said is we're good strength athletes, but we're not elite athletes. And we don't intend to sit around saying, to be the top athlete in the world, you need to get up at 6 a.m. and have 4 scoops of protein before you open your eyes or whatever.
Yeah.
But we said, we wanted to be better and kind of achieve bigger things in our respective sports. And I think one of your goals for the year was to kind of move up into more elite areas.
It was, yeah.
So I think it's, even if no one watches this, it's going to be really cool for us to look back on and just document this journey.
100%.
And I think for the people who are watching it, who maybe want to take their lifting to the next level, it's going to be really good to share those experiences, talk quite candidly what it's about, and take people on that journey with you and hopefully inspire some people along the way. Because I do think you are really inspirational in the way you've only been doing weightlifting for 3 years.
Yeah.
Some people start when they're like 14, 15 and don't reach this level.
Yeah.
So it is so cool that in like quite a short space of time, you're moving into this higher level. So
Yeah.
I think that's a really good story as well. It's never too late to start.
No, and I think, a couple of things there. That absolutely was one of my goals. It was to get to like a tier 2, tier 1 competition where I've only really competed in tier 3 competition. So it's moving up those level. I'm going to be straight for tier 1 into like a team event. So it's quite a big jump. But I'm achieving one of my goals that I set, which is great. And you're right. This is quite an unusual, I think, situation for a lot of people to be in. So I'm very grateful and aware that this is not like a common thing that people will experience. So very excited to share that and kind of, take people along that journey with me. But I started pretty late on this weightlifting journey. So it was interesting going to that camp as well and being one of the oldest there. And everyone else who was on the camp had been in a sort of camp or in those types of situations before. So coming into this really new, really without an idea of what's going on a lot of the time and just trying to kind of navigate the situation and kind of see what happens really. So
And make some friends along the way.
make some friends.
Make
Yeah,
some friends. It's
absolutely.
nice to make
It's always
friends.
important. So yeah.
And I really, unfortunately, do think this means you are going to have to take your nutrition and your recovery more seriously.
Your performance review really came at a good time because I'm having to step it up. I'm going to have to take some protein. I'm going to have to sort out my chocolate habits and focus on my sleep more, focus on my mobility more. I feel like there's kind of a renewed want and need to take this stuff more
I
seriously.
think sometimes you need those external factors to kind of encourage you to do that.
Definitely.
So I just think in so many ways, this is just an absolute win for us.
Yeah, I think, yeah, you know what? And it is for us as well, because there's no way I would be doing any of this, any of the Team Scotland stuff without you. There's absolutely no way I'd ever be in this situation.
She's finally grateful for me dragging her to the gym all those years ago. You're welcome.
Yeah,
I told you you'd like it.
I know, you did. And I complained to you so often, and now look where we are. So
look where we are, baby.
Thanks, James.
You're welcome, bro. Last episode, I think it's fair to say I don't want to say bully, but I think it's the easiest word to use. Not only did I bully you about your spin class and not knowing how to ride a bike.
Yep.
I did bully you a little bit because I volunteered the section that we should give each other goals for the next year. And I sent you some goals that we talked about in the last section.
You did.
And at the time, you couldn't think for any goals for me because obviously I'm perfect.
Obviously.
But I did say I would give you the opportunity to, set some goals for me in a nice, friendly manner.
Yeah.
For the next year. So this section, Lianne, have you done any thinking? Are you in a position to set some goals for me for the next year?
I have, James. Yeah. And to be quite honest, I think
I'm so concerned about these class plans.
We're going to need to make some changes.
Class plans are never good.
I don't think we're in quite the right situation currently to be setting some goals for you. So I will be back in a minute.
Do you want to explain yourself?
No. This is your performance review. We shall get started.
Do I need to take this seriously?
I can't see a fucking thing.
Yeah, I can't take you seriously. You're kind of looking through me.
I can't see anything. That's making me dizzy. These are James's glasses, by the way. So he's very fucking blind.
They're new glasses. I got a new pair.
Yeah.
I used to have a smaller pair. Then I saw myself on a Zoom call and I looked enormous.
You do have a very large head.
So I've got some bigger ones. That just, yeah, I'm not that blind, but
I can't see. I literally can't.
Do you want to take them off, or you committing to the bit?
No, I'm committing.
Okay.
James.
Oh, you've actually written stuff.
James.
Lianne. All the glasses are off. It's getting serious.
Yeah, it's I just need to take them off so I can read properly.
Okay.
Listen, I think you're a really nice man. I really think that you put a lot of effort in.
That's all I've got is effort.
Yeah.
Enthusiasm, effort, no skill, no aptitude.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's not good enough, but
yeah, fair.
You know, you really try hard, and I'm proud of you for that.
Thank you. I do try.
Sounds like I'm going to say something really mean. I actually have a point for you.
Oh, I'm glad you've got a point, and we're going to get to it at some point.
I just wanted to scare you a little bit. I do think that you as a person sometimes forget to have fun. And I think that you like to do things because they will bring you value and they will get results. And I think that is a very important trait to have as a person. But I also think that you forget that there's enjoyment in life and that that's quite an important thing.
Do you like to enjoy things?
Well, so my goal for you is over the next year, I'd like you to find enjoyment in things outside of powerlifting, because I think you see that as your kind of main hobby. I think that's really good. I think you do a lot of work to make sure that you're good at that. But there's other sports that you like doing as well that you haven't really done much.
None that I'm as good at powerlifting.
Well, squash, you're very good at.
I'm good at squash.
We like to play squash sometimes.
Would you like to play squash together?
Yeah. And you recently did a strongman class.
I did.
Which you were very good at.
And I did enjoy strongman, to be fair.
You did. And it was very very similar to powerlifting.
It definitely seems like the sort of thing I can obsess over.
Yeah.
And you know I like that.
Yeah. You love to obsess over things.
Love to be obsessed with things.
Yeah. So I would like you to try more new things like you did with that strongman class. and just to not be so, I think, kind of focused or like narrow-minded on powerlifting as your only source of exercise or enjoyment.
I was concerned about this section.
As
I don't
you
know
should
if
have
anyone
been.
else was concerned about this section, but I think that was a very nice. And I genuinely think if we hadn't had this little sit down, this little, time for a quick chat about your performance.
About your shitty performance.
I don't, I do think I'm going to endeavor to do that.
Are
I'm going
you?
to try some new hobbies,
Yep.
some new activities out, and
Good.
see which ones I enjoy, and just do them for fun.
Yeah.
Just have a little play.
Yeah.
And not everything has to be so serious all the time.
I think a lot of people do things to either to get good at them or to get something out of it, like they get something back from it. But I think we as humans just don't do enough things just for the hell of it. Just enjoy something.
Just
like you don't
funsies.
have to be good at it as well. I feel like you enjoyed Strongman because you were good at it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think there's, and I've spoken about this at length on the podcast. There's very few things I do, and I'm like actually good at them straight away.
There's lots of things.
Not things like what?
You're good at math.
I've worked hard at. Wait. I'm good at what?
Maths.
Thank you. I worked hard at getting good at maths.
You're good at drawing.
Worked hard at that as well.
No.
No, honestly, when I say all I've got is effort and enthusiasm, I just put a lot of effort into things. So when I went along to a strongman class,
Yeah.
and I was like the first time I've done it,
Yeah.
and I was like the best.
Yeah.
That was quite nice.
Yeah. That's
So-
good.
Same with squash. Just no one else plays it.
Yeah.
So if you put effort into it,
You're going to be
Yeah.
better than...
it's the same when I played football. I only played right back because
Yeah.
no one else played there. So just by saying you played there, you got on a team.
Fair enough. That's good tactics, though.
Yeah, no, it's smart. But yeah, I did enjoy strongman because I was quite good at it. But also, it was, I don't want to ruin the next section, but it was good fun as well.
Good.
So I will like to do that, and maybe I'll really enjoy legs, bums, and tums when we go with Sophie. Maybe I'll enjoy body pump.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should try some things that aren't classes at gyms. But yeah, I think I'd like to try some other things, and just for fun.
I think we should do that because, yeah, there's some sports that we have tried. I mean, some of them I try for fun, and you very much don't like to just have fun.
Like what?
The tennis incident in Greece.
Yeah, but we weren't playing tennis. We were just hitting the ball 3 times and then going and picking them up.
That's fun.
No, that's not fun. I don't want to discuss the tennis incident in Greece
Okay.
because it's a really a dark patch in our history.
I have a great time.
But I think in summary,
Yeah.
I think I should definitely take up an activity or try a couple of activities without the intention of being good at them and just to enjoy them.
Yeah.
I think that's a very nice performance review. And thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
I look forward to our next one.
You're very welcome. I'm going to go now.
Please don't walk into anything.
So, James, within your performance review, well done for getting through that, by the way.
I don't want to think about the performance. It's very scary.
Not as scary as yours, but okay. We mentioned Strongman as an activity that you did lately
Yes.
that you were good at.
Yes. It is the first installment of Little J Tries, the continuation of the big, or the spin-off of the Big L Tries series.
Yeah. The main part is Big
Yeah.
L tries, but we're...
I think the key difference is I'm doing things I actually enjoy, whereas you do things you don't enjoy.
See, well, this is kind of different to the advice that I gave. But I'm going out there. Sometimes I do too many things that I enjoy, like having a nap, eating chocolate,
These are all good things to do and enjoy.
sitting down when maybe I should be doing other
Like,
things.
Sitting is nice.
So I'm pushing myself outside of my comfort zone and trying new things that will challenge me a bit more, whereas you challenge yourself too much.
Yes.
Yeah.
I find daily life challenging.
So fair. But you went along. Who did you go with?
Yes, so I went with friends of the show, gym boyfriend Jay,
Yeah.
Polish Jake, and lovely Jared, aka Honey Bear.
Mm-hmm.
We went down to Barbell Division in Southampton, or as we like to call it, Barbie D,
Barbie D, yeah.
for Strongman Sundays. 10 a.m. every Sunday, I think. Might be 9 a.m. Can't remember exactly when we went.
No idea.
Sunday morning. Rain is falling.
Oh.
Little Maroon.
Sunday morning, rain is falling.
Yeah, a little Maroon 5 quote for you there. Went down. We're met by Sveti, who is a very small but very strong lady. She does powerlifting and strongman, competes in both. Very, very strong, to the extent that she might be scary if she wasn't so lovely.
Yeah, she's a very lovely woman.
So imagine me, 3 other large men, standing there with a 5 foot, 45 kilo woman, just teaching us how to log press.
Yeah.
We did log.
So that was your activity. So they will pick an activity or I don't know what activity.
An event.
In
Strongman, it's called
event to take people through and try
each
for the
weekend.
first time.
Yeah. But we had a man on the inside, Jared. Sveti's his coach, so we had free choice really, and we agreed. Jay's only requirement was he wanted to do something that wouldn't put his back out.
So fair.
But I don't really understand how that's a log when you're putting like a heavy weight over your head.
Yeah.
But I think he didn't want it. I think he was.
Well, it's similar to a clean and jerk, really, isn't
Yeah.
it? So he understands that movement.
I think he was. He just didn't want to do stones.
Yeah.
I think he was concerned about stones.
So fair.
Which is fair enough.
I mean, I didn't do that class because I was worried about my back.
Yeah.
So, but
and also it's strong man, not strong woman.
Oh, so I wouldn't be allowed to.
Yeah, no girls allowed. No girls allowed.
But
it was literally taught by a woman.
No, but the thing is, it's maybe like a little bit ignorant of me to think that though, because why would that be unsafe? But maybe it's just because I don't understand it, and you see how these guys are lifting and these women are lifting in strong women events, and it is a lot of like rounded back, like
you know what,
holding things awkwardly. So
I would say if you're doing it properly, it's not a lot of rounded back, and we had a nice coach to make sure we're doing it safely.
But I think it's
when you
weightlifting, everything is about having that like neutral to slightly extended back position.
And if you're doing log correctly, sames.
Yeah, fair enough. So that's me learned something new there.
Yeah. So we had a man on the inside. Jared said we want to do log. We could have also done yoke or like carries, but that's just like...
You've done yoke before.
Yeah, it's just like carries is just like bringing... I do that when I'm taking the shopping in, you know. Like, so we want to do log. So we turn up, we're greeted by Sveti, and she says, I'm going to show you and explain how to do log. And I just get bombarded by so much information.
Does she show you all at once?
Well, no, she kind of... Actually, first we did a warm-up.
Good.
And
very good.
The warm-up was longer even than my warm-up that I do.
Wow.
You would have been so out of your depth. You would have been so warm. You would have been hot.
I would have been too warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She took us through a very good warm-up to make sure we were ready to lift. And then she kind of said, right, this is how you do log. And spoke for about 4 minutes.
Wow.
And then she was like,
okay.
now I'm going to show you. And as she did it, like with like a 30 kilo log.
Yeah.
We'll put up a picture of all the logs now. She goes through, explains it, and I'm just standing there like, what? And I think this is why I enjoyed Strongman so much. It's really technical, and you really have to think about it. And there's a lot of being strong, and there's also a lot of getting the technique right. But it's different to weightlifting, where you're moving very quickly, and you have to do lots of things all at once.
Yeah.
It's just one cue at a time, and do the one movement, and then you can do it correctly.
So it's very segmented as opposed to like a snatch, for example, where you're doing the entire movement in like half
2
a
seconds.
second. Yeah.
Like you can do it quickly, but you don't have, like with weightlifting, you have to be fast to do it right.
Yeah.
With Strongman, take it nice and slowly, and you'll get it right. So that was nice. And I feel like it's something I could really obsess over. And I think people sometimes think I say obsess over things as a bit. But this is an actual conversation I had with Craig tonight about my deadlifts. Okay. Like this is why I like Craig. He like enables me to a good extent, So I said, interesting development in the world of my deadlifting. And I sent him a picture of my deadlift set up from the rear. And I said, I've been taking my legs about 3 inches too wide. To which he responded, interesting. What does the tape measure say? And then
Explain that. Explain that.
I have a tape measure in my bag, which when I started low bar squatting, I changed my foot position quite a lot. And you want your ankle and your calf to make a 90-degree angle for the most optimum force transfer through the floor. So Craig and I, we worked out where that was for me. We measured it on a tape measure. And then because I changed gyms a lot, he was like, you're not going to have a reference point. Take the tape measure with you and you can make sure your feet are always in the right place. So for about 6 months, I squatted with a tape measure. So I have it in my bag.
So it's fair, fine. But it's just so far away from my approach and probably many people's approaches to this.
So I said, I haven't got the tape measure out yet. And then I sent him a picture of where my foot normally is relative to the bar from the top. I said, at the moment, I put it, so the line on the bar is in the middle of my shin. I think it actually needs to be to the right of my shin. And I replied, just measured. The lines on this bar are only 79 centimeters apart. I believe on an Alico bar, they're 81 centimeters apart. So if I'm putting my leg so the line is in between my calf, I'm way too wide.
Fair enough, yeah.
And he said, line needs to go outside the shin then. And then this is why I'm obsessive. Yeah. I then said, if this gives me an additional 2% on my deadlift, which isn't a big percentage, that's 5 kilos, which is the difference between first and second in a competition, really. And that's kind of why I'm obsessive. And I thought that happened tonight. And I was like, actually, I might share that on the podcast.
Yeah.
So, it's not a funny bit I do. This is who I am as a person.
Yeah.
And with Strongman, to kind of bring it back, and this is what I've said before, I really like Brian Shaw as an athlete. Very methodical, very cerebral. You need to get the form right.
Yeah.
Because the events you're doing are so cumbersome and difficult. You need to do it properly to actually lift the weight safely.
Yes. Yeah.
So Sveti shows us a log and we're like, shit, what on earth is going on? She's like, look, just go in, I'll talk you through it. And my first thought when picking up the log is, this is just cumbersome. It's just big and awkward. And it's only 30 or 40 kilos we start off with. And if I were just to pick a 30 or 40 kilo bar up and press it above my head, I'd just kind of be like, yoink.
Yeah.
Not working with a log. This thing is
massive.
Big, round, large. Girthy, difficult to move. And the handles on it aren't in a normal position.
Okay.
So they go forward, like a kind of a punch
so
rather than a bar.
Yeah.
So you're getting down in a deadlift. The handles are outside your leg. And then you just stand up like a deadlift.
Okay.
But you've got your hands to the side, maybe like a hex bar deadlift.
Yeah.
And then this is a bit you're probably concerned about. You then have to get the log from your hips to your chest. And you can't just do a clean and jerk because your hands are like this and it's a log. It's a big tube.
Yeah.
So then you've got to get down low. And this is when you probably have seen people wrapping around it. We don't do that. That is bad log technique. You've got to kind of get down into a squat with your arms out like this. And this is a weird position, right?
Yeah.
But
you goblin in the
you need to get your hips under, and you also want to kind of keep your chest up, obviously. And then you stand up and sort of roll the log up your body to a front rack. You want to get your shoulders nice and high. And then you just kind of push press it up, basically, from that point.
Yeah.
And really, the hard bit is this position, which is weird, and the roll up.
Yeah.
And then this is the other bit. You don't breathe. From the deadlift, you can breathe at the middle, but from the point where you go down, roll it up, and press it. That's all one breath.
Yeah, okay.
And that's probably the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Because I think when you clean and jerk or when you do a shoulder press, you kind of
reset everything. Yeah.
But if you've got a log here that weighs 80 kilos and is big, as soon as you breathe out, you lose the tension. And then you've got to kind of reset it. Yeah, and it just doesn't happen.
With a clean, you can rest the bar on your shoulders because it's obviously a small bar. But with the log, it's almost on your arms, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the minute you rest, your arms are coming down.
Yeah, and you're not.
And as
you're
that
not,
gets heavier, you're going to
yeah,
drop
you're
it.
not getting it back up.
No.
So if you're doing log for reps, you push up, you reset here, down, up.
Jeez.
And I would say that kind of almost like cardio element of doing one breath was one of the hardest bits.
Yeah.
And then the other bit is, I keep on saying this, but I think people need to understand, it's a log. It's big. You've got to get your neck out of the way so you can rest it there comfortably, like not even comfortably, but you can rest it there for a period of time. So really, you're like this,
James
and then you're
is
pressing.
throwing his head back for
Yeah.
audio listeners.
Yeah. So and I think that's maybe the other bit you're a little bit concerned, because you're kind of arching your back, but like like I said, if you've braced, you're tight, and then you push.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like push pressing.
Okay.
So there's lots of technical elements, lots of things to think about, and I quite enjoy that.
Okay.
And I felt it was quite primal.
Oh.
You know, quite Neanderthalic. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Just kind of hoisting a log about.
Right.
There's something
You like
quite
that.
satisfying about move big, heavy tree.
Big man move.
Big man
tree.
move tree.
Well,
Sad head voice go away.
It reminds me of lockdown when we had that log.
We did just find a log that we lifted.
I should have a video of it, but when we were in lockdown, obviously didn't have any weights at one point, and we found a log that became our log that we would do.
We did like couple squats with it.
Squats. Yeah, I'll put a video up if I can find it.
We just had a log. Yeah, and it's just quite nice. Like,
Yeah, I
This is
love
big
that log.
thing.
So I understand. Yeah.
I'm going to move it around.
Yeah.
In my notes here, I've written, can't wrap around the log.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, just going back to the point you said, when you're down with the log, if you wrap around it, you can't get from wrapped around the log to this position.
Okay.
It's really important that you are basically doing that kind of clean jerk position the whole time
Yeah.
to pull it up. So basically, we worked through the logs. So there's a series of metal logs
Yeah.
that weigh, like I think, like 30 or 50 kilos. We progressed through them and just kind of were trying to do a 1 rep max on the log.
Yeah.
And as you can see in the picture, the first 2 logs were metal, and then there was a big wooden log.
Oh, you want to lift the wooden
You
one,
want to
don't
lift
you?
the wooden log.
Yeah.
So I said to Sveti, I said, how much does that log weigh?
I like that log. How much
she's-
does it weigh?
And this is quite interesting, I thought. She said, well, when we got it, it was about 105 kilos. Now it's about 85. And I was like, what do you mean? You lost part of the log?
Right.
Did someone cut the end of it off?
Yeah.
So, well, no, it's tree. It's got water in it. So over time, it loses water weight as it evaporates. And now it's like 85 kilos.
Oh my god,
And I was like,
that's
I
crazy.
wanna-
That's really upsetting if you don't know that that's what happens to wooden logs and you just think you're lifting 120 and actually it's
Yeah.
like 40 kilos less.
And now I'm thinking about it. How regularly are you weighing the log?
Yeah. You'd have to do it quite regularly.
Yeah,
I think.
like-
Like at least before competitions.
You maybe like every month you're weighing the log.
Yeah.
Do you have log weighing day? I don't know. The next time I see Sveti, I'll ask her, when do you weigh the log?
Yeah.
And I was like, right, I'd be happy if I can
Lift that log.
lift the wooden log. So we kind of graduated up to like 70, 75. And I think around these points, Jared and Jay had both kind of said,
We're done.
not about it anymore.
Fair enough.
So I think I did about like 70, 75 without my belt on.
Okay.
And on the kind of metal logs, I was like, oh, that was quite good. And then I was like, can I try the 85? And Sveti's like,
I want the
yeah.
log.
She's like, if you can do 80 on the metal one, you can try the wooden one. I was like, yeah, we'll do.
Yeah.
I was like, I haven't even tried to put my belt on yet. So I put my belt on and I kind of clipped it at the front. No. That's where the log goes.
Yeah.
This is what I mean about it being quite technical.
Okay.
You don't want to clip it at the front because you can't then roll the log up.
I don't think that's what technical means.
Like you've got to think about it. There's a lot of like
it's
little
different.
intricacies.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, that you have to think about.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
with powerlifting, belt on, with log.
Well, it's just moving to the side though, isn't it?
But I would have never thought about that.
Okay.
Like there's lots of these kind of like little tricks
Okay,
and
sure.
tips that you want to learn.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you kind of do the belt at the side, so you've got a smooth surface to
Makes
roll
sense.
the log up. So I did 80 on the metal one. It's pretty sketchy. And I was like, I want to do the 85. So you've got to do it. At this point, you got to go for it. So we moved the wooden one onto the pads, and I was like, right, time to go. And I did it easier with the 85.
Oh,
Here's a video of me doing it. Wow, much strong.
big strong
What a man. So red in the face.
What a man. So puce.
How can one man have so many chins? And I'll say, I actually found that easier because...
Maybe it was actually 65 and it lost a few more kilos.
That would be so upsetting, wouldn't it? Because that log was, albeit longer, it was narrower.
Less
so
goofy.
it was less cumbersome. And the handles on it were actually a lot smaller.
Right.
And Sveti was kind of talking on the metal one with the long handle. Some people go forward, some people go at the end, just kind of depending on how long your arms are.
Okay.
That was too many decisions for me. I just went in the middle.
Too technical. Yeah.
I'm thinking about too many things.
Yeah.
But the wooden one just had small handles. So no decisions, just got to hold it in that place. And so I logged 85 and I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, that's
body weight log first time.
Body weight log. I think especially like the fact that you don't do much, if any, overhead work.
Yeah.
Like, obviously bench is out that way, but you know, in the standing position doing
and like there's a lot of stability because it's kind of long and spread out.
Yeah, definitely.
I haven't even got into like there were other guys doing it there. They had knee sleeves on, they had knee sleeves on their elbows. Which I'll allow in strongman, but not for benching.
Yeah, no.
Imagine, I reckon I'd get 100 kilo log if I put some knee sleeves on my elbows.
I reckon you should go back and try again.
Yeah, so I've written here my last 3 bullet points.
Okay.
Fun.
Very good.
Look at me enjoying things.
Tick. Would
do again.
Very good.
And then I think that was a bit high at this point. Is this my calling? Am I just born to be a logger?
Well, are you born to just be a strong man?
Yeah.
You're a big boy now.
Yeah.
Far stretch from your skinny little tiny boy days.
I think I need to go down to Barbie D and like really max out my log.
Well, I think you should try some of the other events because there's a lot of other things that...
I think the benefit of log, right? Small arms, not very far to press it.
Yeah.
With like stones and carries, you need like orangutan arms.
Throwback.
So
you have some videos.
Yeah. So I think to just answer your point properly, I reckon like they do deadlift ladders in strongman. I'd be fine with that. Log, I'd be fine with that. Yoke, probably fine with that. But I think stones and carries are maybe where I'd come unstuck. But you never know until you give it a try.
Don't.
So I said it was fun and I would do it again. I asked the boys how they felt about it. So this is Jake. What do you think of the log?
I did one this morning.
Well, maybe...
All right, so this video is not the most serious review then. Is what
No, I think Jay gave gym boyfriend Jay, being the good man he is, gave us a sensible review.
Loved it, mate.
Yeah,
love log. Not sure if I went any heavier. Probably have some lower back pain, but 70 kilos, mate, all day long.
70 kilos all day long.
And
I said he was worried about his back, but yeah.
Jay loves to do movements properly.
Yeah.
So I think he was probably concerned that he didn't have an opportunity to do that 2 years prior to actually getting some good weight on the bar or on the log. So,
but I mean, his max cleaner jerk's only like 70. So
yeah, so,
so if he's logging it, it's pretty good. Let's see what Jared has to say. Yeah, thoughts on log?
Jared, that was a big log.
The pure look of disdain and disappointment on Jared's face is so funny.
So if any of the audio listeners didn't hear what was just said, James asked Jared thoughts on log.
Thoughts on log.
And what did Jared say? Jared
didn't say anything. Jay said in the background, Jared loves big log. And if you could imagine one of the dwarves from Lord of the Rings just looking thoroughly done with the world and disappointed while wearing a pink top.
That's a great way to describe it.
that's what Jared looked like.
Well, I'm glad you all had a good time.
Yeah, so I think yeah, the boys had a good time. We'll do
Good
it
day
again.
out, yeah.
So for the first installment of Little J Tries, 9 out of 10. Would log again. And that brings us to the end of another episode of Dates, Weights and Protein Shakes. As always, I hope you did enjoy. And I'm pleased to confirm that our next episode will be Grace.
I'm actually scared about this.
Yeah.
I'm considering whether I'm going to actually do the 60 kilos or move down to 45, just because my back's been playing up slightly and I have responsibilities now for my country. So I just need to make sure that I'm ready for...
Maybe you can start at 60 with the option to
November.
move it down.
Maybe.
But it is Thursday today. We will be doing it on Sunday. And there's strong possibility of a guest.
Yeah, a special guest.
A special guest. They're very excited about it. They told me they've wet their pants.
Yeah. Now, this is someone, he doesn't go to the gym much, but he loves...
Trying.
He loves trying.
Yeah.
I don't think he's very athletic, so it's going to be really interesting to see how he does, but he's practically begged us to come on the podcast.
He has been begging us to be on the podcast, I
Yeah.
think, since we started.
Yeah.
So it's a big day for him.
Yeah. He's only paying us like £50 as well to do it, so it's actually pretty good.
So look forward to that. Lianne, because of the responsibility and duty to her country, may be doing 45, which I think I'll allow.
Please understand.
For your country. So that's on the horizon, and that will be the next episode. So please look out for that when it comes. And we'll probably post some pictures and videos, little hints,
Little tasters.
little amuse-bouches on our Instagram, which is...
Dates, weights and protein shakes.
And as you will recall, people voted for this episode on our website, which is...
Dates, weights and protein shakes.com.
There is a form there. If there's anything else you'd like us to try or give a go, you can fill out that form. And if you do enjoy the podcast, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn notifications on. We're available on Spotify, Deezer, SoundCloud, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, and all those good places you can find your poddies.
And also you can find us on YouTube. So if you are an audio listener and you'd like to see our faces, then head on over to YouTube where you can find us at Dates, Weights and Protein Shakes and give this video a little like.
Yeah, give it a like, give us a 5-star review. No 3 stars, no 4 stars. Shove those right up your bottoms. We don't
Correct.
want them.
And until next time, may all your squats be deep.
And your spines be neutral.